Hello everyone. It's nighttime here. Anyways, 9:48. Thought I'd do number 8. It's my life, it's now or never. Well, anyways, going back in time. Alright. The school, something about school I was gonna say. When I graduated, the last year of high school, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I came out strong as a lesbian because I was called a lesbian all the time. I said, want to see a lesbian? Well, here you go. So I went all butch and everything else, and some people that helped me not get bullied, that's for sure. But anyways, bet I shocked everybody. Well, you're going to call me a lesbian anyways. All through high school, I might as well show you, hey, here I am. And that was funny. But anyways, I just thought I'd mention that. I went all out that year. That's gutsy for 1981 school year. Anyways, I was watching Ellen DeGeneres, and there was a lot, bright light, so you get to see me, hey. But anyways, Ellen DeGeneres showing old photos, and in the 80s we used to tease our hair and make it as wild as possible, that was something else. I remember doing that, and I had a big perm too, so it was like a big thing back then. But anyways, that's beside the point. That's got nothing to do with what are subjects. But anyways, I just thought I'd mention that I think some of the videos are pretty cool, the pictures that they show. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing good. That's the main thing. As long as you're feeling good and you're okay, that's good. That's good news, right? So anyways, there was some things like being Jehovah Witness at the when you're Jehovah Witness, you're not allowed, if somebody is disfellowshipped, they're not allowed, you're supposed to shun them if they are disfellowshipped until they reinstated and they show that they have reinstated and been forgiven for their sin. But anyways, my brother left the religion, so he was first, my brother Ron. And I remember being in Elmer at the time. I don't know how old. I would say I was still in school, so I don't know. I was in high school. But he was disfellowshipped, and I wasn't allowed to talk to him. Mom said, you walk right by him. You do not speak to him. So he was basically out of the religion, out of the house, the works, okay? And I had to walk right by him. That was one of the horriblest days that I recall, of feelings, because it was like, I'm not allowed to talk to him. And, I know it hit Ronnie hard because he couldn't understand how I could do that, just walk away. Why did I? I was still a Jehovah's Witness at that time. So it was like, either do it or you also too are being bad. But also, too, I had to go under my brother and Mom's roof. So whatever goes, goes. So that was horrible. And I remember crying all the way to school because it was a horrible experience. And you never can go back in time because, and what do you do when you're under the laws of Jehovah's Witness and you're programmed? You're not supposed to talk to Ronnie, so that was horrible. I did wait until I was old enough, and I did go and see him, and because I was determined to go see him anyways, even if I wasn't in the religion. So I waited till I was old enough to be able to do so, and I did go see him. And that was a weird, awkward seeing him after a few years had passed, because, you lose so much time. So we lost a lot of time in between there, that's for sure. And but I love them dearly, and I always will. And glad I did go when I had the guts to, even though I wasn't supposed to, as a Jehovah's Witness. But I wasn't any better because at that time I started unbelieving, so that helps too, you know. And so you do what you do, and finally got to go see him, and that was cool. So, and then from then on, it was touch and go because that's when everything happened. And then London I am, and we still lost a lot of time in between. So what I lost out of all that was getting to know his kids. And so my nieces and didn't get a chance to really get close to them, which is too bad. I always felt bad about that, because what religion does to a family, and separates everything, makes you wish you could, you could have turned back time so that I could have enjoyed being an aunt the way I was supposed to be to these kids. But I was all messed up, so it took quite a few while to get out of the religion, until I was 21, and 21 big time. The elder, I was at Watch Housing, as I was mentioning. I don't know if I mentioned that, but anyways, that's a program where you learn to you learn skills on how to cook, how to behave with people. And I did that for just over 2 years, I think it was. And because of that, that made me a better person, too. So that I was glad for that. But anyways, during that time is when I started not going to the meetings in London. And these men would come to the house where I was staying. It was like a housing for a whole bunch of people. Anyways. And I didn't know who they were. I wasn't going to go with 4 men in a car. I was the only woman, and so I told the lady to tell them to leave. Eventually, a call came in from the Jehovah's Witnesses because I kept refusing to go with them. I wasn't going to go into a car with strangers. But anyways, when I eventually I got a call, and they asked me, "Are you going to be coming back to meetings?" I said no. And then they said, "You realize this means you're going to be disfellowshipped from the organization?" I said yes. And that's when I quit the religion. That was the breaking point. It was basically I didn't want to go anymore. That was the end of that. And the sad part was they announced it in St. Thomas when my mom and brother were at the hall, so they announced it, right? And they don't say why I'm disfellowshipped. They just said, they announced it there because that's where my mom and brother were. And they announced that I was disfellowshipped, so that's how they found out. And then it was like horrible to me that the religion just does that. So that's the way it goes, And then for 3 years, my mom wouldn't speak to me. Later on, my brother said it was him that stopped my mom from talking to me, because he said that she would have talked, but that was hard too, not having your mother for 3 years. You make a choice, right? So when I graduated from Fanshawe College, when I was taking a course and graduated, I invited Donald and Mom to come and see my graduation, and guess what? They did come. So that was probably the time when Donald started opening up his eyes about who he was and wanting to also leave the religion. So that brought us all together again, and we were back talking, and but it's like that dampened me and my mother's relationship once again. Not just the first time, but there's always something, you know what I mean? And the closeness of the family, like I said, it's hard when you're not able to associate with anybody that is Jehovah's Witness, and you have to start all over because you don't have any more friends. But it's a tough one. Yeah, that is a tough one. But anyways, I think when you can't see your mother for 3 years because you're being shunned for being disfellowshipped, you know, that's tougher. Anyways, but I'll end this video because it's already 10 minutes, sorry. But, you know, sometimes you get yap, 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 and it's really nothing. I will make another one, and I hope everybody is okay, and God bless everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.